you want to come in the front row, boys? Come and sit in the front in the middle. Yeah, there we go. You can see it better. Great, okay, well, welcome to Thanasai, obviously one half of our defending doubles champions and home favourite in singles. Thanasai, how good is it to be back at Melbourne Park?
Yeah, it's the best. I'm living in Melbourne now, so I love this city more than anything. And yeah, just the buzz and the atmosphere around a Grand Slam, especially in the state you're living in, is pretty special. So yeah, super stoked to be back.
Great. What questions do we have, please? Yeah, go for it.
Thanasai, obviously you had another good week in Adelaide this week, but how different is the mindset compared to 12 months ago going into the tournament, and how are you feeling? You look fresh, you seem upbeat? Yeah,
I'm definitely up and about. I think I've got a bit more in me this time than I did last year. Although I won the tournament in Adelaide sort of last year, I feel like I'm playing better tennis this time around. I'm really happy with my level. Going into it, I felt like both matches I lost those 2 weeks, I felt like I could have won. So I'm happy with where I'm at. First hit on the courts today, a little bit later, so get used to them. And yeah, I'm ready to give it all on Tuesday.
Yep, Craig.
How important was last year as you come into this year? In other words, that was still a new experience for you to win a title and then have to back up and play a major straight after. I know you didn't have a day off last year, but having that experience and putting it in for this year, the difference?
It's a little bit of different. I got a Tuesday start this year, which definitely helped. I probably needed one more last year, but no, I'll take it when I can get it. It's good. I probably would have done a couple of things differently last time. I took a whole day off last time instead of maybe I go on the courts and try and train the day before I play. This was last year, but now I've got a few days. I'm motivated. It was a silver lining. I still wouldn't have changed it for anything, winning that title last year in Adelaide, but this year I come in a little fresher, a couple more days up my sleeve to get used to it, and then all focus for Tuesday. So I'm feeling good. Hopefully I can have another couple of good days and see what I can do.
You've talked about the zoo-like atmosphere from last year's round one match. Fabio, we know, sort of loves anything could happen. What are you expecting out of that matchup, and what could happen?
Probably more of the same, to be honest. I mean, it was crazy last year, and the guy I played last year was a lot more low-key and kind of relaxed. But yeah, I know it's going to be a crazy atmosphere. At least I think I know what to expect this time around. It still gives you chills every time you walk out there. But yeah, last year was something I kind of wasn't. I was expecting it to be loud, but I wasn't expecting it like that. That was crazy. But I think I'm ready for it this time around. I'm mentally in a good spot, and yeah, I'm gonna lap it up. Last year I was trying to kind of combat the crowd a little bit by kind of being relaxed and trying to focus in myself, but I don't think I brought enough energy. So this time, you don't want to take it for granted, so I'm going to leave it all out there.
Were you getting sledged, though, from the crowd?
Not at the start.
Because they didn't think you were living up to what had happened?
Yeah, not at the start. At the start, it was all cheers, obviously, but then when things weren't going too well, I was copping a bit. But I don't know, it's just part of it. You kind of expect it after the crowd's had a few too many during the later part of the day. So nothing personal. It's just a couple rowdy fans having a go. It's fine.
How would you describe what Ashleigh's championship here a year ago meant to Australians, tennis fans, sports fans, people in general around here?
Yeah, it was huge. What Ash did for tennis in Australia was massive. I knew Ash really well. We travelled together from a young age. We even stayed at the same housing family a couple of times on the road in Europe. So I've known Ash. Really nice girl, really nice family. And yeah, she deserved every bit of it. And I know I'm happy she went out on her terms. I know Nick said he would probably do the same if he won a title, and honestly, I'm probably not far off if that happened as well. It's a tough sport, very mentally and physically draining, and hats off goes to the guys that are at the top year and year again. It's pretty impressive. But yeah, Ash, I think the whole Grand Slam last year for Australian tennis was massive, and to see the support and atmosphere and build up it got was crazy.
Can you imagine what it might be like if an Australian man won here?
Chaos. Honestly, chaos. Yeah.
Okay. If you allow me a question about your doubles partner, after everything that went on since your juniors finals here back in the days, his early success, his downsides, and now the great year he had last year, do you think he gets treated fairly by the press in general and by the national press? from Australia?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think sort of some of the stuff he does that maybe people see as negative gets thrown in the spotlight a little bit more than others because of maybe he's had a reputation for it. So a few things, if other players did it, wouldn't be as sort of focused on as when Nick does it. But, you know, he's no saint at the same time. He's done a couple of things that are probably warranted. But, I think some of the stuff's unfair. But at the end of the day, he's just finding a way to try and do as well as he can. There's a lot of pressure on him. He feels it. He's just trying to do as well as he can. And sometimes he copes with it. Everyone copes with stuff in different ways. But, he had a phenomenal year last year. And he's going to continue to give it his all.
Yes, Craig.
You were just saying about you're playing better now. Last year, the ranking went up and down a little bit for very obvious reasons. As you start this year with those results in Adelaide, what have you set yourself? What's the target?
I want to reach my career high again. I was able to do it last year. I think first time in 7 years. So I don't know if that's happened before. Someone reaches their career high and then hits it again, sort of 7 years later. But yeah, I don't know how I fell on the exact same number. It's pretty unlucky, but I'm going to try and beat that. My goal is to try and win another title this year, and I want to try and break into the top 50. But I just want to be healthy and keep playing and improving my game, because if I do that, then I think the ranking will follow.
Have you watched the Netflix series that's come out a few days ago, and what do you think that does for the sport?
I've only seen the first episode. I saw a screening of it a little bit before it came out. So yeah, it was cool. There was a few bits. There was a couple behind the scenes stuff that I wish the cameras were there for that they didn't quite get, which would have made it a little more entertaining. But I think anything like that's only good for the sport, right? I mean, everyone knows what it did to Formula One and how much that blew up. So hopefully it can do, you know, a quarter of what that does for tennis. And yeah, the more eyes we can have on the sport, the better.
Cool. Last main one here.
Just on what you were saying about your goals for this year, winning a title, career high rank, those sorts of things, how significant was it to limit the damage this week, to keep your ranking to inside the top 160? It's not going to drop too far. It means you can probably play some of these still top tournaments. Yeah,
it's a big help, but I mean, I was prepared for whatever was going to come my way. I mean, you saw the level of competition there were those 2 weeks. You know, I had a tight match first round in the first week and a tight match first round in the second week. So, I mean, tennis is a game of fine margins. I wish I could have felt like I had a good chance to make the final and then maybe go better in that second week, but that's tennis. I know I'm going to have a lot of opportunities. My ranking could have looked real ugly after those 2 weeks, but, you know, I've been there many times. I've come from unranked and very, very bad rankings in the past. So I know where my top level's at, and if I'm there mentally and physically, I think I can get it back up there pretty quick.
Okay, we've got our two AO junior reporters here with the last 2 questions. Flynn, do you want to go first?
So you've had a few injuries over the past few years, but recently you came and beat Andre Rublev.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back and playing at such a high level after what you've been through?
Thanks for the question, Flynn. No, it feels good, mate. You know, it's just a reward of why all you do the hard work and the time that, you know, isn't looking so good when you're rehabbing or you're just back on the court and you're not playing good tennis and you feel like you're a shell of yourself. It kind of makes it all worth it. And looking at how the Adelaide crowd embraced me and the atmosphere there, and how many people have come up to me and said, like, I love the way you're playing and that energy, and that it honestly means a lot, and it gives you confidence going forward to know that that's what people think you can do and that's what you're capable of. And it's good hearing that and having those wins to kind of validate the hard work.
And Mitch, you've got our last question.
Yeah. So you won the Australian Open doubles title last year. Do you think you can back it up this year?
No. I don't. Yeah, last year was something we didn't expect. I remember people messaging me after every match we won, being like, "Are you going to win this thing?" I'm like, "No, someone's going to beat us. We're going to lose to a doubles team for sure." But you know, it became a possibility from the quarterfinals, where we legit thought, "Hang on, we think we can be better than these guys and we can win." But we're going to go out there and give 100%. Hopefully, we're both healthy going into it. But if I was to say I'm expecting to back it up, I'd be lying. But yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Cheers, guys.